Hi, I'm Katie Gates, or AKA The Good Poetess. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly, truly appreciate you and your time. If you have not subscribed to this amazing channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I truly would love to have you as a part of my family. Let's grow and heal together. Today, I want to speak about contentment and why, as adults, we tend to be discontent in this glorious life. Been there, done that. It's very important as adults, and especially adult women, that we find contentment not only in this world, but within ourselves. Because when we're discontent, we're stationary. We lack growth. There's no movement. There's no positive movement. Normally, when we're discontent, we go in the opposite direction of positivity. We start to move in negative ways. We start to surround ourselves with negative people, and we get all of these negative and harsh feelings within ourselves about people who we look at and say, wow, they're so happy, or they're so content. Wow, they're really excelling. How are they doing that when I'm here not moving at all? It could be because you're discontent. I want to go over something that I wrote maybe last week, and I was like, this is a lesson for myself too. So I love when that happens. I love being able to take my writings and read them and say to myself, wow, there's a lesson in this for myself as well. So to find contentment is a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing. Been there, done that. To find contentment is a hard thing to do, especially when we have so much going on in life. We're being pulled in numerous directions. Everybody wants a little piece of us, so much so to where we're trying to find our own piece of ourselves. So it's very hard, if we allow it to be, to find contentment, especially when our minds constantly yearn for more. See, that's the problem with the human mind, or the eyes. Visually, we see so many things, so many beautiful, fun, exciting, tempting things. Our mind starts to yearn for more, even when it has enough. Sometimes it has more than enough, and we're still yearning for more. So, but what I've come to learn, my own personal experience, just because the mind wants more does not mean it needs more. I.e., that old saying, the kid in the candy store. Just because the mind wants more doesn't mean that it needs more. We can't be adults and be kids in a candy store. That's good. We can't be adults and be kids in a candy store at the same time. It does not work. If we are, we will get those results of being a young kid in a candy store, in an adult body trying to do adult things, but then getting kid results. That's what happens. So, like kids drooling for candy, because we adults do that too, we beg for more, even when, like I said before, we have enough, and sometimes more than enough. Why is this? Because like shelves in a store, like the shelves in that candy store, life is filled with so many different options, so many things. We have this option over there, and this option there, and this option right there. And we're like, which one do I choose? And then we're like, okay, I can't choose just one, so maybe I'll choose that one too. Or, okay, I can't choose just three or two, so maybe I'll choose three. Right? That's what we do as adults. And then we find ourselves in a mess. It's just all over the place, all out of order, no structure. Because I've been there, done that. No structure. So life is filled with so many different options. It causes us to yearn for those very things that we don't need. It's like a diabetic. And no, I'm not being heartless here, but it's a perfect example. It's like a diabetic who craves candy when their sugar may be a little bit too elevated. My mother was a diabetic before she passed. So the sugar may be too elevated, yet we're still craving that candy. That's not a good thing because that can cause many problems, sometimes even death. And that's what happens to us as adults because we're yearning for the very things that we don't need. It's killing us mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Maybe not physically killing us yet. I say yet because when we die spiritually and we die emotionally and mentally, things like depression and anxiety, all of those things that come to kill us physically, then sets into the mind and in the heart. And then we start living in those things and we start behaving in those things. And for some people, not all, but for some people, they end up letting those things physically kill them as well as spiritually, mentally, and emotionally kill them. So that's why it's so important for us as adults to be content in the space that we're in. Now, I'm not saying that we cannot move toward being better beings. I'm not saying that we can't strive toward greatness because we should. We're meant to be great people and to do great things. To do great things for other people because that's what this life is about. It's not about us all the time. When we're content, we can venture out and help other people like we're meant to do. It's good to be able to, when you have the ability to help others, it is a great thing to do. And not because you're expecting something else in return. It's because it's a great thing to do. It's the right thing to do. So we can't be kids in a candy store. We can't be drooling for candy when we don't need it. So for myself, and like I said, I talk and I teach myself, talk to myself, and I teach myself all the time through my own writings. And then I start to laugh because I'm like, wow, this is a message for myself. So for myself, after many mental, emotional, and spiritual spankings, and I have gotten too many, too many. After many of those, I don't wish to get any more. But after many of those, the lesson that I've learned is that life is a set of options. Oh, that's good. Life is a set of options designed for us to choose in moderation. That's the key word. Moderation, because we're presented with so many fabulous things, fun things, tempting things. Choosing in moderation is very, very complex. That's where that saying supersize me comes in at. Oh, let's supersize that drink and let's do this and let's just get the big meal deal combo and all of this stuff. Because it's hard for humans to choose moderately. But choosing in moderation is the key to being content in this life. I promise you it is. Because if we unselfishly choose those things intended for us, not only will we be content, listen to this, not only will we be content individuals, women, beings, amazing beings, but we'll marvel at the unceasing joy this life has to offer. Because when we're content, we're no longer blind. And because we're no longer blind, we see all of the joys that this life has to offer. Because see, when we're blind due to discontentment, we focus on the negative things painted or going on in the world. When we're content, those blinders come off. And it's not that we don't see the negative things. It's not that we're not aware of them, because we are. I know for myself, I pray for them. I speak against them. I'm very aware of them. But because I'm a content being, I marvel at the joys that this life has to offer. Like, for instance, this channel, me speaking to you all, it's a joy for me. It pierces my heart It makes it smile. It makes me smile because I love doing it. I love pushing you toward greatness. I love helping you strive toward the mark of greater because there's nothing wrong with that. So just be content with where you are. And if you're not there, start working on getting there. Start implementing things in your life that can help you find peace and contentment. Some of those things could be journaling, for instance. I do a lot of journaling and writing. It can be drawing, graphic design, anything that you love and that's safe for you, that's helping you expand this, helping you maybe help other people. Do it because it's going to help you find contentment. And if you are holding on to things, whether that be people, things, addictions that you know are not good for you, that you know are weighing you down, keeping you down on purpose, you have to find the courage to release it. Because if you do not, you will not find contentment. How do I know that? Because I had to do that. Not too long ago either. Very, very recent. I had to release those things, including people, and it cut my heart open. But I had to release those things and people because I was not content. But I had to do it. And just as God promised, contentment came to my life. So I love you all so much. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day. I know that you're busy to watch my channel. Like I said, please subscribe to the channel, become a part of the Good Poetess platform. Watch me over on Instagram and Facebook. Go there, like my channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and just share, leave a comment. I love you all so much, so much. And I'm going to be praying for your contentment.